regarding the animated series Love, Death, Robots, one can always expect episodes that are simultaneously stunning, disturbing, and emotionally intense. However, episode 3 of season 4, titled Spider Rose, does not merely test visual limits, it courageously rewrites the ending of its original source material. Instead of depicting a grim act of survival, it transforms this event into a dark form of compassion. Originating from Bruce Sterling's short story within Spider Rose, draws upon a segment of his elaborate Shaper/Mechanist universe, where biotech-enhanced elites confront cybernetic outcasts in a future culture, and then eventually boring in the act of 100 hit chaff with the in the first seeds of this Islam and the truth as a truth. And in Sterling's initial story, a solitary mechanist named Spider Rose consumed an alien pet to stay alive. And conversely, in It Is the Pet, an unusual alien creature called Nosi, who devours its owner. Though surprising, this twist adds an extra layer of impact. Rather than Spider Rose transforming from consuming Nosy, the episode's switch leaves viewers with a more peculiar sensation: submission, change, and a chilling form of affection. Love, Death, and Robots moves Spider Rose from predator to prey. In the original story, penned by Bruce Sterling, Spider Rose is a survivalist in every sense. Battered by war, deceit, and solitude, she regards Nosy, an innocent extraterrestrial pet, as both a comrade and a resource. As supplies dwindle, she eventually resorts to consuming Nosy, acquiring some of its genetic characteristics along the way. While this act may seem harsh, it aligns with the law of survival of the fittest and the competition between biomechanical entities in her universe. In the unique twist of the adaptation, they radically alter the flow of power. The hunter becomes the hunted. Instead of devouring Spider Rose feeling like a betrayal, it feels more like an elevation for Nosy. This shift in roles transforms Spider Rose from the sole survivor to one who willingly relinquishes control. Rather than amassing power through consumption, she bestows it upon others. The episode suggests that this change is voluntary on her part. And in a poignant moment before her demise, she softly assures Nosy that everything is all right. There's an unusual warmth in her submission, a disconcerting tenderness that transforms the violence into something akin to love. After Nosy joins the investor ship at a later time, seeming to undergo an alteration that blends elements of Rose with its original self, it becomes evident that the essence of Spider Rose endures in a form different from what the short story initially conceived. This modification resolves the enigma surrounding Spider Rose, as Nosy had genetic mutations beyond what was required at the outset of the narrative. The alteration to the plot replaces harshness with a more nuanced progression. The traditional predator-prey relationship evolves into a tale of lineage and self-sacrifice, transforming Sterling's ruthless survivalism into something richer in emotional depth. Nosy's transformation in Spider Rose changes the story. In the original content, Nosy is a temporary companion, initially acting as a cosmic comforter before eventually being eaten. Its function is essentially a transactional one. It's charming, but ultimately disposable. On the other hand, in the animated adaptation, Nosy transcends its role as a mere narrative device. Instead, it emerges as the emotional focus of the episode, providing depth and growth to the character, not just physically, but also from a storytelling perspective. In essence, by altering the ending, the series grants agency to Nosy, allowing it to develop and evolve, in contrast to the original story, focusing on solitary endurance. The Love, Death, Robots episode evolves into a narrative exploring themes of connection and metamorphosis. Instead of Nosy's survival being an unexpected occurrence, it could be perceived as a consequence of empathy. The creature's affection for Rose, protection of her from Jade's attack, and the friendship offered add depth to its transformation. Essentially, Nosy serves as a symbol for memories. And the revised ending implies that kindness can be equally vital for survival as aggression. The new Spider-Rose ending is undoubtedly dark. In the final scene of Spider-Rose, Nosy consuming the main character creates a grim, unsettling effect. And the idea of a pet devouring its owner is undeniably disturbing and may cause discomfort among viewers. However, according to director Jennifer Yu Nelson in an interview with TV Guide, this dark turn was challenging to depict visually without causing deep distress to the audience. Interestingly, she also mentioned that the ending served a dual purpose. It reflected the original story's harshness and simultaneously provided a glimmer of hope. The switch in the plot, making Nosy the one who endures, was primarily done to underscore a brief, intense moment of bonding between these characters. If you find this emotional connection believable, then the conclusion should reward that belief. For me, it not only intensifies the dark and disturbing aspects, but also offers a glimmer of hope, which is why the narrative was altered in such a manner. The Spider-Rose adaptation undergoes transformations similar to the narrative's own development. Initially, Spider-Rose is portrayed as a cold-hearted mechanist with no attachments. However, by the conclusion, she becomes an integral part of something greater than herself, both physically and symbolically. Similarly, the episode transitions Sterling's rigid perspective into a reflection of contemporary audiences' desire for significance, empathy, and intricacy. Love, Death, Robot stands out in this area as well. It's not just about creating a shock effect or stunning visuals. It also explores the unusual in a manner that resonates profoundly and at times unsettlingly with our human beings. Love, Death, Robots is streaming on Netflix right now.